Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be testing out some hot new products from Wet n Wild. They're one of my favorite brands at the drugstore. They're literally so affordable. You can find them at so many different stores. I just really like their products because they're great quality for a cheap price. And they came out with some new stuff that I was super interested in. So thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, as well as follow me on social media. All of that will be linked below. And let's go ahead and get started. So as I said in the beginning, we are going to be trying out some new products from Wet n Wild today. They've released like a lot of new stuff recently. So I picked up a couple of things. I can basically do a full face here. I will have to add in just a couple of extra products. But for the most part, it's going to all be Wet n Wild. This is what I'm going to be using first. This is their new color icon palettes. They redid the packaging on these, it looks like, as well as came out with some new colors. So this is the Heart and Soul palette here, and all prices and everything will be on the screen as usual. So here is the one I picked out. Starting off, we're just going to take the lightest shade in the palette here and kind of just apply that in the crease to set down that eye primer a little bit. And sorry if I'm not facing you guys. My mirror is like literally to the side, so I'm trying to look at it but also look at you. So that shadow really doesn't look like much on my skin. It's basically just a good shade to set your eye primer with, if I'm being honest. And I have used Wet n Wild shadows in the past. I really like them for the price. They're really good quality and they have great color options. So I'm just going to be taking the next darkest shade in the palette on that same brush and just going all in the crease to really actually add some color and just start defining the crease a little bit. I also want to say I will be doing eyeshadow like beginner's guide or tutorial sort of thing coming very soon. I've had quite a few people in my personal life ask me like eyeshadow tips and tricks, and I figured it would just be easy to come on here and do a full video. That way, you know, everyone can see. I'm not by any means a makeup artist. I'm just self-taught in everything that I have learned and done. I still have a lot of learning to do, but I can share the tips that I have learned over the years and things that have really helped me in my eyeshadow game. So that will be coming in the next week or two. I just have a couple of other videos I need to get out first, but then that will be here. And this is blending out so effortlessly. It is pretty pigmented, so I am enjoying it so far. I'm just kind of taking that all the way up to the brow bone. Next, I'm just going to be taking a hint of this shade here, not too much because I don't want this look to turn super peachy, which is kind of where it's headed already. But I just want to add in the slightest hint of that shade because I do want to try as many shades as I can in this palette today. So we're gonna go in with the brown shade here. I am just gonna be taking that on my Morphe M433 brush, and this is just a really good definition brush. It's basically an essential brush for me when doing my eyeshadow. So I will be doing some brush recommendations in my eyeshadow video as well. So we're just going to be taking this a little bit lower in the crease to kind of darken up and kind of pull away a little bit from the overall peachiness of everything. also kind of dragging that a little bit down into the outer V as well. I'm just going to be taking a smaller crease brush, and I'm going to be taking the darkest shade in the palette and focusing this just on the outer portion of the eye, just to really give us some nice depth right there. And then I just drag it up into the crease just a little bit so it all blends together seamlessly. And that was the Morphe R41 that I used. And I'll try to have links to my brushes either in this video, but if not in this video, it'll definitely be in my eyeshadow tutorial. And so again, I'm going to be taking this darker brown shade and this like rusty shade here. So I'm going to go in first with the more rusty shade, and I'm going to be applying that like in the front portion of the lid. And I'm going to try it without wetting my brush first just to see how it's going to pay off, but chances are I'll probably wet my brush because I literally do that with high-end shadows as well. It's rare that there's like a brand I don't wet my brush with. There, I want it to sparkle, so I'm just gonna be taking a little bit of my tried and true Holy Grail Wet n Wild primer water. I got these cute little hair clips from TJ Maxx, and my hair is like literally sliding out of them. I got these, like it's a cute little 6-pack for like $6, I think. I don't know, I don't do a lot with my hair, so I thought this would be a cute little thing to like start adding in, because I really, after my whole wash process, blow drying, straightening, there's just like, I'm just like done. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. So like, I thought that was like an easy way to just do something else. So we'll see how long that lasts, but that's besides the point. I'm busy here. So I'm just gonna dip back into that shadow and then give the brush a couple of spritzes with the water. I don't know why I do that, because like literally the product is stuck on the brush. And then we're gonna go back over, and it just basically brought that shimmer to life and made it pop a little bit more. And I'm going to be taking that basically like the first third of the eye. And then I'm just going to be flipping that brush over and dipping into that deeper bronze on the bottom. And then my brush is kind of still damp, so we're just gonna apply that in the open area that I left. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of fallout. That doesn't bother me because this palette was literally $6 at most, I want to say. And I don't think I mentioned this, but I've got all my products from Walgreens and Target, but a lot of these are online on Ulta's website, and I think they'll be coming to Walmart soon, like if I had to guess. But right now, Target, Walgreens, Ulta, that's where you can get your hands on these. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and move on to the face. I'm gonna be taking the new primer they came out with. So this is the Impossible primer right here. And basically this is the one silicone-free primer that does it all. It mattifies, hydrates, and blurs pores. And when I tell you guys, I obviously I had to open this last night and like try a little bit on the back of my hand, and this came out like the same consistency of a silicone primer. And I literally said that with it on my hand, and I was like, I feel like this said silicone-free. I do not like silicone primers whatsoever. Like, I just feel like they're very slippy on the skin. They don't really melt into the skin. They kind of just sit on the surface, and feels like my foundation just like moves around, so I'm not a fan. So when I put this on the back of my hand, I was like, are you kidding? I rubbed it in and I was like, okay, this is crazy. So here is the primer here, and it literally looks like a silicone primer, but when you blend it in, it just, that is not the case. So I will be centering this like mostly around the nose area, the chin, just where like most of my pores are, and a little bit on the forehead to really blur and even everything out. But this is so crazy because as you apply it, like, it kind of feels almost like a moisturizer, like it feels very hydrating, but it's also like blurring everything out, and it feels like it's like getting a little bit tacky, not too tacky, but it is really blending into the skin. And honestly, I am shook. So I'm excited to see how this is going to wear on the skin. Throughout the day, it says it preps the skin for long-lasting makeup, and said it's impossibly silicone free, which I feel like that's why they named that this, because it comes out looking like silicone, but as you blend it in, it just is hydrating. It's not slippery, because the only silicone primer I have in my collection, and the only one I keep, is this from Touch and Soul. This is their No Problem primer. This has silicone in it, and it's still a little bit slippy, but it's not as slippery as like some other silicone primers I've used in the past, like the Maybelline Baby Skin and like Benefit Professional, things like that. But this, surprisingly, I am loving it. And then for foundation today, Wet n Wild, of course, has come out with their new Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. So this is a tinted skin veil here. This is formulated with hyaluronic acid and squalane, which are both like great ingredients for hydration. It is oil free, a sheer to medium coverage, and it says you can get a flawless, softly luminous complexion, and it provides a healthy looking, supple, moisturized skin. I got the shade medium tan, I believe. Yes, so the shade options, not great. I'll have a list of shades on the screen. Not the best. I feel like in the world we're in now, it could be better. So I don't know if this is actually gonna work for me, because I'm definitely more medium. I'm not a medium tan right now, but this is a really light medium tan, so we will see. But you can see it's pretty liquidy, but not too liquidy, because it is like slowly dripping down my hand. It is a really nice thin formula, and we are just gonna put some on the skin and blend it in. It does feel really good as I'm applying it to the skin, like feels pretty hydrating. I do have a few friends today, so I'm not expecting it to cover them up at all, but at least add a little bit. Here is one layer, definitely very sheer, but it does say sheer to medium, so I will be adding more just to see how much we can build it up. But basically it just evened out my skin tone. Like, you can still see every blemish I have, my redness you can still see, but it just basically gave me a very even skin tone. And I think, like, from what I can tell through the camera and in my mirror, this is like a perfect match for me. So right off the bat, I will say they definitely need to do better with the shade range and the shade names, because this is not medium tan. Like, if I were to get this like beginning of summer when I'm actually medium tan, this ain't working for me. So now I'm just gonna put another little drop on the back of my hand and dip in my sponge and really pat to see if we can add some coverage. So this is building up a little bit better. We're definitely at more of like a light coverage now, so I am really liking it with this second layer. This is probably what I would leave it as, but even as much as it's gonna make me cringe, for the sake of the video, I will go ahead and add a third layer just to see if this is actually as buildable as it says. But it is looking really, really pretty on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It's very lightweight. It feels very hydrating. Like literally the only problem I have so far is it does faintly smell like paint. I do not know what it is with physicians formula with Wet n Wild that their foundations smell like paint. So Photo Focus Dewy doesn't smell like paint. Original Photo Focus, unless they've changed like the scent, like fixed it since they first came out with it, it smells like paint heavily. This just has the faintest paint smell, which I can smell a little bit when I'm blending if I like breathe in too heavily, but other than that, I can't smell it on my skin like after initially patting in. But I do smell it on my sponge just a little bit, but it's nowhere as bad as their original Photo Focus when they first dropped it. Because again, I haven't repurchased that since, because I literally have so many foundations. Don't get me wrong, it's a great foundation. I just have so many that I just have not bought that one in a while, but it is still really good. So here we are with like 2.5 to 3 layers of this foundation on, and definitely it is now at a medium coverage. Like I can still see some of my darker spots on my face, but my redness is covered a lot more than it was with the first layer. And it still looks super lightweight on the skin. It looks skin-like. It doesn't look super heavy or cakey. It has a nice luminosity to it. Sort of like a more natural finish. It's not like overly dewy. So I am really enjoying how it looks on the skin. Wet n Wild also came out with a new concealer. This is the Megaglow Incognito concealer here. Let me look up the claims on this. So I will say I've tried in the past their Photo Focus concealer. I was not a fan of the applicator. Like you had to dip in so many times, and I'm pretty sure that claimed to be full coverage and it really wasn't. So I decluttered that forever ago. This is I'm just gonna read you what it says in the description. Our new Megaglow Incognito concealer delivers all-day wear in a buildable matte medium to full coverage, so you can get sly on the fly without them ever knowing. This formula is your new undercover agent, fully concealing imperfections without detection under sunlight or spotlight. Even better, Incognito concealer brings skin crimes to justice with nourishing and hydrating ingredients like shea butter, licorice root extract, and mango seed butter. It's lightweight, ultra long lasting, and luxurious in application. Our concealer has you completely covered whether you choose all day work or all day play. Seamlessly blendable, richly pigmented, and also perfect for highlighting and contouring. They'll simply never crack the endless secret of the Incognito code. So that is a very long description of this. So basically it's just full coverage, all day wear. Well, medium to full coverage, all day wear, and it's a lightweight, and it also has a few skincare benefits. Here's the package here, and I have opened this already, and they have such a nice applicator on it now. So we are going to go ahead and put this on the under eye because I need to cover up some of this fallout, because I'm getting very much, I think it's, what movie is it? Meet the Robinsons, that kid with like the bags under his eyes. That's how I'm feeling right now. So I'm just going to be putting a little bit because I don't know if this is my exact shade. Again, shade range still not 100. Applying this just in the inner and outer portions of the eye. A little trick I learned from TikTok. A little bit on the cupid's bow because I do have that little friend there. Then I'm going to put some on my friend here. A little bit on the chin and a little bit on the forehead. And this has a smell to it. It's a really nice smell. Like, it reminds me of some other makeup product I've used before. And it says this has a matte finish. So I will say this is a pretty good concealer match for me. This is the shade Light Medium. Definitely right off the bat, it is giving me very much medium coverage. Like I can still see a little hint of darkness in the inner corner of my eye. So we will take care of that here in a sec. I probably could have gone just one shade lighter to give me like that hint of brightness I really like from my concealers. But this did blend out really nicely right off the gate. It is medium coverage, so we are just going to add a little bit more in the areas where I really need it. So just on my little darkness, I have a little bit more in the inner corner of the eyes, and then on my little friend right there, and actually a little on the tip of my nose because I also have a friend there. Mask knee, gotta love it. So far I'm really liking this. It does look really nice on the under eye. It does look pretty matte, and I will say it is giving me medium to buildable coverage. I don't necessarily think it's full coverage because I can still see some things that my other full coverage concealers, like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, my Milani Conceal and Perfect, my CoverGirl True Blend concealers, like all of those, I'm seeing like things that they would definitely cover that this one isn't. But maybe if I added a little bit more, I'm not going to, because as much foundation as I put on, I'm not trying to put on hella concealer too. Have y'all seen those TikToks of those people literally putting on like a full like mask of foundation basically? I'm like, it makes me cringe. Like, it's so gross to me. I just can't do it. So this is enough product on my face for now. Random thing I'm going to try out, and this could make my whole look go sideways, but Milani was sweet enough to send me one of their supercharged cheek and lip multi-sticks through this influencer thing that I'm on. Not influencer, just another sort of influencer thing. So I wanted to try this out today. So this is a multi-use luminous gel stick for cheek and lips, and it just gives a buildable wash of color, and it's infused with emollient oils and squalane. And this is the shade Berry Bolt. So here is a swatch here. Very intimidating, does not match this look at all, but when you blend it out, it kind of just gives like a really soft berry shade. And I hate that I just flipped all of you guys off, but it gives a nice berry shade. So we're gonna try this today. I've honestly never used a cream blush before, so I just put a little bit on the cheek, and then I'm taking a clean beauty sponge, and we're basically just gonna blend that out. I think that's really pretty. It just gave a nice wash of color to the skin. It's not too harsh, like as the swatches would suggest. I really want to try out more cream products, so if you are a cream product person, leave me your favorites below, because I'm really interested in trying some out, whether they're drugstore or high-end, it doesn't matter. I do want to get into more cream products because I see people use them like that's so pretty, but I just never get into it, you know. So there is that. I'm not going to add any more of it just because I don't want it to clash with the look I have going on, but it is so pretty. I really enjoy it, and it's so easy to blend out, so I definitely recommend. And it looks like it dries down nicely to like kind of a almost matte, because it's not really budging anymore. So I really like that. So now we're going to continue on with the face. I'm just going to go ahead and powder and bronze and all that off camera, and then I will be back to try out the last couple of things I picked up today. Alright, we back with my bronzer, highlight, blush on. And brows. I will have every product that I added to my face listed in the description box below. Now we're just gonna go back in with the Heart and Soul palette and define the lower lash line a little bit. You know I gotta do that, and then we will go in with our last two products. Really an eyeliner person, so this is like one of my favorite tricks that I learned because it gives definition on the lower lash line, but I don't have to fool around with liner. Alright, now that we are all set in place or whatever, I am going to be taking the new mascara that I came out with. This is the Big Poppa mascara. This is, every time I see this it makes me think, oh, I like it when you call me Big Poppa. It has 500 plus crimped bristles to catch every single lash. It says get bigger volume, bigger lift, bigger thickness, bigger impact. I have mine in the shade Blackest Black. And it says Big Poppa mascara reigns supreme with its lash maximizing formula that delivers outrageous volume, length, and thickness in one coat. We'll see. Lashes stay lifted and never weighed down for an instant drama and fullness. So that's exciting. This is the packaging here. It's so cute, black and gold, and it's got the cute little crown detail around the top. Around it says bigger is better, which, as a big bitch, I agree. I like it. I mean, I don't know, maybe y'all need somebody who's like really into mascara to tell y'all if it's good or not, but I feel like my problem is because my lashes tend to curl a little bit that I can never really see them, but I feel like this did a really good job like bringing them out and making them like be seen, you know? I'm feeling it. I'm gonna have to keep using it for sure because this is definitely like first impressions of everything. So I do have a couple of lip products here. I'm going to be using this one because this isn't that astonishing. This is just their Love collection. I think it's their Valentine's Day collection. This is a High Shine lipstick in the shade Rose and Slay. Here it is there. These are $2. I really love their Mega Last lipsticks. You can't go wrong with them. For $2, I mean, of course not. The thing I really want to try is their new Cloudpout Marshmallow Lip Mousse, and I got a nude shade. Of course, this is in the shade Fluffernutter, so that is what I'm going to be applying. And I just want to know, like, why is marshmallow suddenly like the hot thing to put in your products? So there we are going to take Fluffernutter. This smells good. I guess maybe a marshmallow scent actually is a little bit more accurate. It's got just a simple Joe Foot applicator, and we are going to apply this all over the lips. It's very lightweight and fluffy. It kind of reminds me of like a slightly moussier version of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. But I kind of like how this feels on the lips a little bit better because it's like super soft. I really like how this feels. Like, this feels so soft. It feels amazing on the lips, and I really like the color too. Like, it looks beautiful. Here we have the completed look so far. I will be back a little bit later to talk to you guys about how these products were throughout the day, but so far I'm loving everything. The eyeshadow is beautiful, the mascara, the primer, the tinted moisturizer. If I had to pick one favorite, it would probably either be the primer or the tinted moisturizer, because they both like are just so good. But I will be back a little bit later. All right, hey you guys, it is approximately 10:30 at night. So I've had these products on for about 8 hours now, and this is how the skin is looking. But as far as the foundation goes, or the tinted moisturizer I should say, I really like it. The only places I can tell it's worn down is like my nose, like my cupid's bow area, and my chin where my acne is. And the concealer is kind of worn down in those spots too. But I was wearing a mask when I was out earlier today, so of course those are gonna be the 3 problem spots. But other than that, it looks like it really wears nicely. It doesn't look cakey or weird on the skin at all from what I can tell. It has settled into my smile lines a little bit, but that is a natural thing that most foundations do for me. The mascara looks amazing. It hasn't crumbled at all, which I'm excited to see and to know that and find out about that, because it does make the lashes look really pretty. So I'm glad that it is long lasting. I do think it's a really nice primer. It's honestly an astounding concept. Like, this is really game changing to have like a silicone primer without silicone, is basically the easiest way I can explain it. But these products are very hydrating on the skin. I really enjoyed trying them out, and I can definitely see myself using all of these products some more. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the lip product, which I did reapply because I was eating, I was drinking, and this, it's like a moussey consistency, which basically means that it's not gonna set down, it's not gonna completely dry down. It's just like super soft and fluffy, and I just love how it feels on the lips, because it's one of the most comfortable lip products I've used. So I will definitely be picking up some more colors of this. Only negatives I have to say about any of these products is just shade range. Inclusivity is such a big deal. A bar was set when Rihanna came out with her line and had all of those foundation colors, and I just feel like now that it's been so long since that has happened, and the amount of brands that get called out for not having enough shades, if you're coming out with a new complexion product, you should have enough shades. They need to do better. But I really did enjoy this. It does feel really hydrating on the skin. Like, my skin does not feel dry whatsoever. It doesn't get cakey throughout the day. You can build it up to a medium coverage. Just look at the tube whenever you are picking this out, because what you're seeing is the actual product. And this is the color it's gonna be. I wouldn't go so much by the name, because again, I'm definitely not medium tan right now, and this is called medium tan. So that is everything I tried out in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. I have a couple new ones coming very soon, so don't be afraid to hit the like button below, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I have that linked in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.